Hi, my name is Jane Powell. Welcome to Community Connections, brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. This is a show showcasing community involvement, and I think you're just going to have the most fun today because I have Nina Denton Pasinetti from Charleston Light Opera Guild with me. Welcome to the show, Nina.
Thank you, Jane.
I'm so happy you're here.
Me too.
So, Nina, you are the artistic director, and you have been the artistic director for 36 years.
I have.
So you have so much history and so much news to share with us. I think we should just jump right in and talk about everything that's happening.
Great.
It's a big year.
It is. It's our 70th anniversary year, and we're so proud that we are still vibrant in the Kanawha Valley.
70 years. Wow.
Right.
So in that 70 years, how many shows have you done?
Well, the Light Opera Guild has done 242 shows.
Holy moly.
I know, a lot. In the last decade, we have done 50, which is like averaging 5 a year, and the group started with 2 a year.
So who says there's nothing to do in Charleston? There's always a Light Opera Guild show to go to.
Practically.
Yes. And the shows range. So I know some of them are sad. I've seen shows that I get weepy, and I've seen shows that I laugh and that I just come away so happy. So I think there is always something for someone.
There is, and some of them are huge, and some of them are small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what makes it so fun. So when we talk about huge and small, maybe we should talk about just what it takes to do a production, because there's a lot of people involved.
There are. Any one production can have hundreds of people involved because the cast can range anywhere from 20 to over 60. And then you have all the behind-the-scenes people that make the ticketing happen, that work on our board of directors, that make makeup, hair, lights, production elements, the stage. I mean, there's just no end. So you can end up with 200 people involved in one production.
That's a lot.
Orchestra.
Orchestra, I guess somebody has to build the sets and all that sort of thing.
We rent a lot of sets, but not always.
Yeah, so that's pretty amazing. So for all the people that are involved in the production, then the community gets to see it.
Right,
and there's a lot of community members that see a show in a year.
And they become supporters of the Light Opera Guild, hopefully, and sometimes not, but hopefully they'll return to see more productions, and maybe they'll get involved.
That's right. So we talk about ways the Light Opera Guild and the productions. There's a couple different places around town that the Guild performs. You have your own space, is that right?
We own our own theater, which we can only do small productions in, but we rehearse there and store sets, costumes, and have meetings in that building.
And then I know that you have done some productions at the Clay Center. I guess those would be your big shows.
We do collaborations with the Clay Center, and that's only been since 2003. But our home theater is the former Charleston Civic Center, I still call it that, Coliseum and Convention Center, Little Theater.
The Little Theater. And I think when I think of the Light Opera Guild, I think of the Little Theater and all the productions that I've seen there.
Right.
That is the theater that comes to mind.
And we've even done some shows at the Culture Center.
Oh, wow. So you're all around town, lots of ways. That's right. So all these shows and all the people that have been involved over the years, you have had what we might say some famous alumni.
Well, we do.
And you've
have
had a
few.
chance to work with people that have gone on to make a career out of the arts.
Right.
Names that we might recognize. I know Jennifer Garner's come through Light Opera Guild. I think you worked with Kathy Mattea.
Right.
And also Ang Madison and John Crest. Is that right?
It's Joe Crest.
Joe Crest, excuse me.
Right.
Joe. Ooh, we better
That's
not tell
okay.
him I got his name wrong. But yes, so people that we see in the movies and on TV all got their start right here in community theater.
I think I heard Joe say recently, I started with you and John Marshall doing these shows.
Yeah, how great is that?
It's wonderful.
That's right. So we talk about shows and people. Some fun things are happening.
There are. Last year, we did an epic production. We recreated it. We had done it once before, Ragtime, and that involves a different segment of the community. And then we followed that again at the Clay Center with Mamma Mia, which was a mega hit for us. We were really proud of the response of the public and the casting for that one. You know, it's two ways. People have to want to see it, and people have to want to audition for it. So. And then we went back to the former Civic Center and did a recreation of 42nd Street, which is one of my favorites.
Oh, there's a picture of 42nd Street, yes.
And then we followed it with a festival show, which was a new show, Bright Star. People didn't know it, and little by little, we did it 3 weekends. They came, and suddenly we heard, it's the best thing you've ever done, which is small compared to our other shows. And now we're getting ready to do Shrek back at the now Convention and Coliseum Center, former Civic Center.
So Shrek is coming up. It is the first half of August, is that right?
It is, first 2 weekends of August, 6 performances, and it's a one-of-a-kind, hilarious fairy tale, friendly ogres, you know, and a princess, and it's not like Beauty and the Beast or Cinderella, but it's a fun, fun time, and it's for young and young at heart.
I love it. And I can only imagine the costumes and the makeup for this show.
The backstage end is tremendous for this one because almost everyone has to have a dresser because they're in and out of things in a flash. I mean, they're from Duloc, they're a fairy tale creature, they're a guard, they're a monk. I mean, it's just crazy. And luckily for Shrek and the donkey, they do not have to change clothes.
Shrek and a donkey, that's what it's all about.
And Fiona, not very much, but the others, and it's makeup switches. They switch from being normal to being an ogre in green makeup. They have to take that off. So, you know, our Ted Brightwell in charge of makeup and all of that, and Pam Higgs with costumes. They're busy, busy, busy bees on this one.
Wow. So fun for the audience and fun backstage as well.
And my husband, who does the technical end, is going to go crazy with the switches and scenery. So
yes, he probably will. Yes, he probably will. I love that. And you mentioned Bright Star and about the audience getting involved, and I have to tell you, for me it was a very emotional show, and there were characters that I really cheered for and characters I didn't like, but one of my favorite things was when what I thought of as the villain of the show came on stage, or to take his curtain call. People booed for him.
And you know he would have been disappointed if they hadn't.
So we were so invested in that show that we're booing for his curtain call. And I might have booed a little bit too, because I just didn't like him at all in that. And
that meant he did his part well.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So you do become, big or small, you do become very invested in the productions. I don't think I've ever heard people get booed before, but it was kind of funny. So I know that you have, we talked about a big year, it being 70 years. How are you going to finish out the year? So Shrek is right now.
Right. Well, we only have one show listed in our immediate future, and we will have more soon. But our next show is one we have not done in 29 years. We've done it 3 previous times, beginning in 1960, and it is credited for so much in the Light Opera Guild's history. One, it was the first show we did at the new Civic Center back in the 60s, and it itself is a show that has so many firsts, and the show is Oklahoma. And people think, oh, people do Oklahoma all the time. Well, we haven't done it in 29 years, and the last time we did it, we had 2 performers that went on to big, big futures. The gal who played Laurie has worked continually in theater since, and major professional theater, and that's Rebecca Robbins. And the girl who was the dancing Laurie was Jennifer Gardner. So, and plus we've had so many great community people that have been part of that show, like the Louis Hussons, who have done over 80 shows with us, you know. And so what we're doing, we're going to do Oklahoma as our 70th anniversary production. And on the 23rd of November, which is the final of 3 weekends, we're going to do something very special, and that's the next to the last performance. It's a Saturday. And instead of doing the evening Saturday show on that third weekend, we're going to do a matinee at 2 o'clock. And we are going to involve some people that were in all three of the previous shows, even the one dating back to the 60s. So they'll be assuming different little parts within the show with the current cast, or the cast we will have in 2019.
Right.
And then we'll have a big celebration party, which will invite the public, you know, to come buy a ticket and celebrate with us our 70 years. And that is going to be also at the Convention Center and Coliseum in one of the new ballrooms.
Nice.
And it'll go, you know, as a dance party, whatever we want to say, dinner.
Right.
So we'll finish out the year in that manner.
I love that people are coming back for it.
It'll be a very special production, and I think people might want to come twice to Oklahoma to see the cast for 2019 and to see the special subs in that day along with the 2019
Right.
cast.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea to
Right.
compare the
Hopefully
performances.
everybody will want to be part of it, just to sing in that ensemble. I mean, so special. And that was the first collaboration of Rodgers and Hammerstein. They receive a Pulitzer Prize for it.
Wow.
First show that had music that advanced the plot, a dream ballet at the end of Act 1 that advanced the plot. So it's a very, very special show.
Wow, and it has special meaning for the Light Opera Guild as well.
It does. And it was one of the first shows I ever choreographed, because prior to my 36 years as artistic director, choreographer, I did 12 with the late Tom Murphy when he was director as their choreographer, and it was the second show I choreographed for the Light Opera Guild.
So what a nice way to end the year.
Yeah.
That's really, really special. I like that. So we touched briefly about ways that people can volunteer, but again, you do need people to work on sets and take the box office, and I believe you called them stitchers.
Right.
People
sometimes they're building costumes, sometimes they're just mending rental costumes.
And making them fit too, probably.
Oh,
making
totally. It's a big, big job. They've done some miraculous things.
Yeah, I love that. So all of that, there are ways for people like me who don't sing and dance to become part of productions.
Many ways, and we have on our line, charlestonlightoperaguild.org, there's a place to volunteer and sign up. And one of our board members handles that volunteer group.
And then I know that you hold auditions for the singing and the dancing and the speaking parts, actors, so to speak.
And our different musical directors, ranging from John Marshall to Bobby Hodges to David Patrick, work with getting the orchestra for any particular show.
Yeah, really, truly the definition of community theater.
It is, and you know, there's a lot of talent. People don't, and sometimes we have people travel all the way from Kentucky or Ohio to be in a production.
Wow.
A couple of hours to rehearse every day.
Yeah, so we should talk about that. What's involved for a person to rehearse? They're working over 200 hours.
They are, and it depends upon the role. But I find that sometimes it's the dancers and the ones that are doing the specialty numbers that have more rehearsal than even the principals.
That's right. So I know the shows are expensive to produce, and that you do have your own theater. So you're working towards raising some funds for that. We
are. Any show can be in our own theater. If it's a small show, the budget might be $40,000, but it can go up to $120,000 in another space. Yes, we are doing a 70th anniversary endowment campaign, and that was announced this 2019, and with the Kathy Mattea concert.
Great.
And she volunteered her time for a concert at the Light Opera Guild building.
Really
and
nice.
Jennifer Gardner is our honorary chair, and community members like Kay Goodwin and a board member, Dan Foster, are in charge, and Horace Emery is also major on that endowment campaign.
And that information and a way to donate is all through your website, and that is lightoperaguild.org.
charlestonlightoperaguild.org.
So tickets, volunteer, and a way to donate to Charleston Light Opera Guild.
And come see Shrek.
Come see Shrek.
343-2287 is our box office number, or you can buy tickets online.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you guys for joining us. This has been Community Connections, brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. We'll see you next time.